Welcome. Hello. I am Rick E. Warden, owner of Christian Painters. Proudly have painted thousands of homes in the Arlington and Mansfield area. Thank you for being here today. Whoa, Ken Burns is dropping knowledge. He says there's only one center of the universe, and you're not it. Well, check this out. Today, we are the center of the universe. That's right. That's how it goes. We are the center of the universe because the center is moving. And finally, people are figuring this out. One of the other wonderful things that Ken Burns said today is no man will ever go to the river twice because you're not the same man and the river's not the same river. Boom. Philosophy. God, I love that stuff. And if that's over your head, I apologize. But nevertheless, I thank you very much for joining me here as I have a good time making this video, telling you about all of my services, including house painting. But first, I always like to share the love. Love grows. And that's what it's all about. My business grew with love, the love that I have for people and the love that I have for doing excellent house painting work. That's why I have over 2,600 videos on my YouTube channel. I do invite you to go over there right now to that YouTube channel. It's just Christian Painters. So it's youtube.com/Christian Painters. And look here, I've just pulled it up on the screen. When you get there, this is what you're going to see. Here's one of my wonderful customers.
Yeah, Rich, you guys did a super job. I really appreciate the work, and it's the best I've ever had done, and I'm 73 years old now.
Wow.
Really appreciate it.
How about that? 73 years old, said it's the best work that he's ever had done. So that is my YouTube channel. Whoa, that's my background. I hope you can hear me because I'm not on the screen. So anyway, popping myself back up on the screen here. I don't know why it took me off when I shared the screen, but that's okay. I hope you enjoy that background. Hey, do me a favor. If you need a professional painter now, give me a call. My number is 817-473-0310. I would love to have your business and share with you my lifetime of experience, my lifetime of house painting professional experience. That means I get her done and I get her done right, and you don't have to worry about it. That's why most of my customers are repeat customers, and actually you're the folks I'm talking to, because if you've never used Christian Painters before and you're not in kind of my area of Arlington, Mansfield, Alvarado, and those areas, I go as far as Waxahachie and South Fort Worth, but I try my best not to go to North Fort Worth, and I don't go to McKinney. I do have a friend that does, though, and he'll be joining me on my social medias here. His name is, well, I'll just hold that. So I do have a friend. If you're in McKinney and you need a professional painter, I got you covered. Just hit me up. But let me show you some of my stuff real quick. This is something I'm really very proud of right here. This is at Avante Salon in Mansfield, Texas, off of Debbie Lane. If you do go there, tell all the people I said hi, including the owner, Jacqueline Hughes. I am very fortunate that when this Avante Salon first opened 20 years ago, I got to do all this beautiful hand trowel texture and faux finishes in there. So this is one of my specialties, and it's how I cut my business. But don't worry, it's not what I do hardly at all anymore. This was back in the good old days before the housing boom or for the banker bailout of 2008, 2009, and continues to today. Okay, anybody who's been in Mansfield for a long period of time probably recognizes that building. It was there for a long time. Mortgages Building, Awards over there. and I had done a lot of work inside, but just last year was fortunate enough to paint the outside. So that's what I do. I am in the transformation business. I can take what is old and worn and I make it brand new for a long time. There's a lot of prep work on this brick, a lot of caulking in there that you'll never know about, but it's going to help the primer and the paint stay on this worn wood and brick for the longest time possible. So that's why you hire me to do your exterior, because you absolutely need that job done right so that it looks good as long as possible. You might also recognize this home. It's right there on the corner of, it's on Doral and, that other street right there that goes through to Muirfield from Doral. Right on the corner. It used to be a pink brick home. I painted the complete inside. I did the cabinets. I think I've been back. I painted the cabinets. So anyway, this outside, I was telling the customer, because I knew this was, I think, the third house that I had painted for this customer here in Mansfield. So I knew he had a mind to improve his home and resell and, get that value. So I told him, I said, hey, this house is the perfect example of a home that will actually benefit by painting the brick. The reason why is because it was pink. Could you imagine this house pink? You couldn't even see it. It's a beautiful home. You could hardly even see it because it was pink. It stuck out in a bad way. So I explained to him, even though it cost $15,000, and that's what it cost, it's worth every penny of it, because you will increase the value of this home by $15,000 or more. I guarantee you, because I know what I'm talking about. And I won't say that I do unless I do. So anyway, he's like, okay, let's do it. And now that was 3 or 4 years ago. He actually sold this home about a year after it was painted. And he didn't tell me how much for, but he smiled really big and told me that he sold it for a lot more than what he thought he was going to. So if I tell you I know that I know that I know, that usually means that I know. It's at least worth taking the time to look at it and see if I know what I'm talking about. For example, colors. I know colors as well or better than anyone else I, deal with. And I can make it very simple. I'm all about simplifying things. So I can make your color selection very simple. And if you don't believe me, just ask some of my very happy customers here. You can see the referral videos. I've got about 50 videos on my YouTube channel that are all referral videos. All right. So there is that. There is one more thing that I really want to talk to you about, two actually, because many of my customers know that I consume Dandelion. I have always been athletic, and I had a knee injury when I was a young'un. And my doctor said, "Hey, the good news is that you can get your knee replaced." Everybody, join Dandelion Chef over on YouTube. That's YouTube. Hear that sound? That's me going over to my Dandelion Chef YouTube channel. All right. So anyway, my doctor said that I could get a knee replacement. Well, some things I just refused to hear, and I refused to hear that. I went to my dictionaries and my encyclopedias to research what calcium actually is. So that's my advice to everyone, because it's my opinion that calcium, magnesium deficiency is what is the most horrible part of the American diet, and what leads you to the doctor and the lifetime of prescriptions. So do yourself, do us all, do the world a favor, and just research what calcium and magnesium actually is. So that's all I did. I knew I needed calcium for my bones. I looked it up and I came up with leafy green plants. I don't know why, but from time to time, I do run into people that want to be argumentative about dandelion, and they feel like it's a trump card where they go, "Oh no, no, calcium also found in seashells." Like, gotcha. You said leafy green plants were the only source. I just proved you wrong. It's in seashells also. Well, no, it's not. There's not enough calcium in seashells to even begin to compare it to what a true natural source of calcium actually is. It's just a misnomer. And, that's okay that it's in people's heads. But again, I know that I know that I know what I know. And I've always known. Over 35 years ago, I started consuming dandelion because I needed leafy green plants, but not the leafy green plants at the grocery store that are depleted in their minerals and vitamins and everything. I needed fresh, organic, the freshest leafy green plants possible. And I do grow kale and chard and things now, but I didn't back then, and I didn't have a means to grow plants. So I just kind of kept coming across dandelion. It's in the front yard, it's in the backyard, it's on the side of the house, on the other side of the house, it's everywhere. Everywhere you go, dandelion is there. Dandelion grows best in tree line areas, like where it gets half a day shade, half a day sunshine. And then you add to that, a lot of tree line areas have water areas. So low lying water areas where water will go. And that right there is the magic combination for dandelion to prosper. So we are surrounded by dandelion. And don't get me wrong, I am not a preacher or an evangelist for dandelion. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or force you to do anything. I'm just simply putting the information out in case someone comes across it and says, wow, I'd like to know a little more. Okay, so I have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page for dandelion information. I have already written a book. I've had a book written for many years. I've updated it and all of that. And I'm about to update it again because that book is going to be published. That's the news. And I would love to have your support. If you hire me to paint your house, that will help me get my book published. But also, if you want to just kind of underwrite my book or my documentary, contact me because this is happening right now. And what that means is that I am very wealthy, only in ways that aren't measured by dollar bills. So I'm very poor in dollar bills, but that's primarily because I did the right thing. It's what all my friends say. And I am the single father to my grandson, who is now 6. And I've been a single father to my grandson for over 5.5 years. And, I spent all my life savings, 3 years ago. So I've just been surviving for the last few years and, looking for ways to make it work and everything. So anyway, I could use your help if you want to underwrite this project. Dr. Cyron Pondy. I am so lucky that he's one of my friends. I've always known he's one of my friends, but I didn't even talk to him in, I don't know, 6 or 7. I've had my son for 5.5 years. So it's been a while since I've talked to anybody, but certainly Dr. Cyron Pondy. Cyron is the cerium. He's a chemistry professor at Windsor University in Ontario, Canada. You can Google him. Don't take my advice. Just Google him. He has a TED Talk on YouTube, and you can watch that where he talks about how he came across dandelion and the research that he's done. Long story short, is he was a good enough man and scientist, my hero, to raise the money independently to do the research on dandelion root in petri dish in the lab, on animals, and also on humans. And it comes out in a 90% efficiency rate. And so by comparison, if you get 40% out of an average pharmaceutical, man, that's it. It's hitting the market. with a ton of advertising, but you get a weed that's growing in your yard, and all you get from even our government, even the United States government, is fertilizer. Hey, but here's fertilizer. It's got dandelion on it. You gotta have that fertilizer. Get those dandelion, and you still can't kill it. You just can't kill dandelion. It's the dominant leafy green plant. So anyway, not only am I publishing the book and a documentary, but right away, effective immediately here in the next week or two, look out for Dandelion TV. That's right, Dandelion TV coming your way with Dr. Cyron Pondy. I can't believe it, but it's happening. It's true. It's real. He's going to be, I'm going to interview him, and then he'll give us regular updates. So we'll hear from him and on a regular basis. Google Forage Texas. Mark Merriweather. I'm not gonna attempt your last name and destroy it. I gotta get it back fresh in my head and on my tongue. Anyway, gonna have the Foraging Texas. Just check out his website, his books, Foraging for Dummies. He's got a lot going on. So check out Mark Merriweather, Foraging Texas on Google. He's going to be one of my guests. I've talked to multiple people, so we've got it lined up. We're ready to roll this out. So I'm going to spend the next week getting it all set up, and off we go, Dandelion TV. And this will be kind of like the pre-promotion, pre-marketing kind of build up to the release of the book and the documentary. And really, it's all about, because I'm not dumb. I'm very intelligent and extremely wealthy. I don't expect you to buy dandelion. I'm not expecting to make any money. All I'm expecting to do, and it's going to happen, is we're making this scientific research, this plant, all the information, detailed scientific research available to the world, to you, to the world, to the center of the universe. And that's all I can do. And it's up to you from there, because it's a free will. It's a choice that, I make almost every day. I don't eat dandelion every day, but I can walk out the door and I facilitate. I've been where I'm staying right now for 3 years now, and I've been facilitating the growth of dandelion. And I've got more dandelion out there than what I can consume and what I can, share with others. And then I also have my small garden where I have cherry tomato plants. So I enjoy cherry tomatoes and dandelion. Sounds yummy. I can't wait to have some. All right. So just as sure as I am that I can make you happy, if you're actually looking for a professional, if you're not, that's okay. I can't make you happy. I'll probably make enemies, because if you call me, I'm going to give you my price list. If you know me, you already have my price list, because you know me. And if you call me and expect me to work for less than what I work for, then I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, not meanly. I'm just going to tell you, no, I don't work for less than that. I charge $400 to paint the walls, $200 to paint your ceilings, and $200 to paint the trim. That's in an average size room. Let me get myself over here on the screen. Get that off of there so I can talk to you. In an average size room, I charge $400 to paint the walls, $200 to paint the ceiling, $200 to paint the trim, and then it's $50 a door. Closets are usually $100 to $200, just depends on the size and what all you actually want to do in there. So that's an average size room. You can go from those prices and pretty much figure out anything. If it's a powder bath, a really small, not even a shower in there, just a toilet and a sink, I can probably do the walls for $100. I can probably do the ceiling for $50. And this is important, it's not me being anything but just honest and upfront, to help us both. If you keep the same color. If you change the color and you're going to put a nice, beautiful purple in your powder bath, I love that idea. But I had to buy a lot more paint. I had to clean my brushes, all of that. So I charged $50 for a color change. So if you're painting 2 bedrooms, for example, and you're painting walls only, you're painting one gray and one beige. We're going to stick with those colors instead of colors I have to charge 2 coats for. Get to that in a half sec. So, and all you're doing is painting the walls, and you're painting them the same color in both bedrooms. It's $800, and that includes the cost of the paint, paper, tape, plastic, all the cleaning I do, everything. $800. If you change the color and you put gray in one and beige in the other, I love that idea. Let's do it. But I have to charge $50 for the additional color change. And so, believe it or not, I literally, to this day, I'm not going to mention names because I'm not that kind of a guy. I'm just a kind, loving person. And even my friends, I treat my friends like family. And so that means that, even when my family like screws me over, like really gives me the runaround, I'm not the one closing the door and saying, get out of my life. I don't do that. I'm not a bridge burner. I'm not a scorched earther. I believe in unity, and I believe in having conversations to work out anything, and that communication is key. So that's why I do what I do. So communication, that powder bath, if it's purple, remember it was going to be $100. Well, I've got to charge $50 for the color change, and I'm charging another $50 for the second coat. If it's purple and really rich and bright, I'm going to tell you up front, it's probably going to take 3 coats, but let's see what 2 coats are going to do, because I'll put those 2 coats on as thick as I can and try to make that work. But it's not my fault. If the paint requires 3 coats because it's this really rich, bright purple, then it requires 3 coats. Usually it doesn't. I mean, I can show you walls that I've painted 2 coats with purple that look fantastic. So usually 2 coats is sufficient. Reason why? I use the best premium grade Sherwin-Williams paint for my walls. The reason why is because I want it to cover in 1 coat. I want to be able to get 1 good solid coat on there for you for $400. Because if I had to charge a second coat, it's $600. And that might sound advantageous to me, but it's not. The economy is such that if you tell someone 400 and it's in their head 400 and then it's 600, they don't like it. They don't want to hear it. So I have to say it up front. I have to write it down on a piece of paper, and you have to be on the same page with me, because if you hire me to paint that powder bath, and it's a color change, so there's $50 for the color change. There's going to be $50 for the second coat, and the first coat was $100. That's it. If it takes a third coat, it'll be another $50. There's nothing I can do about it. But again, I don't think it will. That's an extreme example to make a simple point. Again, I am very confident, just like my customers right here, that I can make you a very happy customer also, if that's what you're looking for, is a professional painter to do your painting. If you're not looking for a professional painter, call someone else, honestly. Change the channel and call someone else. And I'll tell you, that someone could even be subsidized labor. If you happen to run across people that you think are professional and they get a free house and free food, so their labor is subsidized, they're able to charge you maybe $1,000 less than me if it's a $5,000 or $6,000 job. If you believe in them, then hire them, because you've already paid for their subsidies. All right. Now let's clean up the mess. That's what I always do. See that? I always take pictures of my piles of trash. And that's not even all the trash, but I try to get a lot of it in one spot and take pictures so that you understand. I don't just paint. I do more cleaning just to be able to paint than what any house cleaner is ever going to do. Unless you're paying them a lot of money. So these are the many reasons why I am absolutely confident that if you're looking for a professional painter, then I'm your guy. I can 100% make you happy, do the job quickly. It'll look great, as good as possible for a long time to come. Here's an example. Beautiful home, 2-story house. This is a personal friend that I love dearly. I love his whole family. I've loved his whole family for my whole life, really. Somebody I've known since I was a teenager, and watched his children grow up. And I'm very proud that I had any kind of influence, musically speaking, in their lives, because that's what I do. I love music. As a matter of fact, I have a song right here that I'm going to play for you as I end this program here in just a minute. So stay tuned for my song here. David Jarvis, my good buddy, X610 Chill. So kind of him to record that song for me and allow me to come over and sing. So this color here is a new gray or something. What is the name of that color? Very common neutral grayish color. And then the color on the doors and trim is alabaster, Sherwin-Williams alabaster, with 1 extra ounce of white to help make sure it covers and gives it that full richness with 1 solid coat. That's always the idea, because again, if I had to charge for a second coat, I had to charge for it. So you always try to do it as efficiently as possible. All right. So just like I have said multiple times, I am confident that I can make you happy if you're looking for a professional painter. Same thing with the Dandelion. I've consumed Dandelion for 35 years. I'm absolutely confident that if you'll join me over on Dandelion TV, that you'll be very informed of Dandelion in a very entertaining, informative way. And I'm confident about that. Now, if you're not interested in eating healthy or just adding Dandelion to your diet, that's really all I ever recommend, is just add it to your diet. Because I would be irresponsible if I ever thought that a tiger would change its stripes. See, you can't have that attitude. You have to know that people aren't going to change. So if I can just get you to add it to your diet, hey, that's a success. Okay, so finally, not only all of those things, but I have come across one more thing here that I'm going to share that I am extremely confident about, because I know people who have already made their returns on this. We all have a friend. If you're in Mansfield, Texas, Troy Dorsey, he invested back in December. 6 months later, he's already got $12,000 return. So he invested $3,000 and got it's in 3 shares and got 1 free. So he got 4 shares into Texit Coin. Texit Coin is a cryptocurrency. It's right here in the state of Texas. It's mined here in the state of Texas. Its application is to be the Bitcoin that Bitcoin can never be, because this coin is protected from a majority share buyout. The way it's protected is you can only buy 9. I can only buy 9 shares. That's the max anyone can purchase. So no bank, no corporation. And that is the one single thing. Other than that, almost everything is identical to Bitcoin. It'll never be taken over. It's the first. It's truly revolutionary in the crypto coin world. So anyway, when I see those kinds of returns, you invested $3,000, you've already made back 12, that's $9,000. I'm no dummy. I know money when I see it. All right. So thank you very much for being here today. If you need a professional painter, please do give me a call. I would really sincerely appreciate it. So on the way out, I'm going to go ahead and play the song and say thank you to my very good friend, David Jarvis, who helped me make this. And thank you to everyone who stayed and listened to this video. Please hire me to paint your house. Please tune in to Dandelion TV. And if you're interested in Texit Coin, I do have Texit Coin TV where you can come over there and ask any questions. I'm happy to answer all those questions for you. But you can also just hit me up. Thank you.
Elusive. Funny how it seems the chase is better than the catch. I had her in my grasp, set her free to see if she would come back to me. Love, come back to me. Love, come back to me. In the night we hear the cries, with the new day love draws nigh. Free, truly free. Songbird sings, cherry, cherry, melody playing my heartstrings. Lord, come back to me. Free, truly free. Love, come back, won't you come back? Love, come back to me.